Marvel Snap enthusiasts, welcome back. It's been a while since we did one of these videos, but we are back with a different taste of Wong. In a previous video, we did Wong reveals or reveal Wong, where we did a lot of unrevealed cards and manipulated those cards to do their abilities again with Wong. But there is another deck that really can utilize Wong, and that is Hazmat Wong or Toxic Wong. Now, Hazmat is a character that she gives a negative to everybody on the board that is face up, so including our guys and our opponent's guys. So what we're doing here is we are going to use Hazmat's ability to give that negative all over the place, with Wong's ability to double on reveal skills to give all those negatives. And to, of course, counteract and protect ourselves, we do have 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐄 to protect ourselves. So let's go through the cards. We got 𝐒𝐓𝐷, unrevealed suits, steal 2 power for the top card of my opponent's deck. Hazmat, on reveal, inflict all other cards with -1 power. As a reminder to how Hazmat works, Hazmat needs the cards to be face up. If the cards are face down, the negatives will not be applied to that. So just be cautious of the fact that we typically want to do this on turns where there's plenty of cards already on the board. We have Cassandra Nova, on reveal, steal 1 power from each card in your opponent's deck. 1 Ironheart, because we are still doing a couple of good reveal cards to help buff up 3 of our other cards with a +2 power. Mystique is going to cop their copied on reveal skill. Typically we want to go Mystique, copy Wong. 𝐒𝐏𝐾𝐒, on go, your cards can have their power reduced, so it basically just nullifies Hazmat on our side of the board. Magic will turn a location into limbo and give us a 7th turn, because we're playing a lot of 3-cost characters, as you can see right here. Silver Surfer will give them all 3-cost cards a +2 power buff. Again, really good to go combo with Wong. Wong, ongoing, double the effects activations of each of your on-reveal skills. Absorbing Man, when played, will copy the last on-reveal card you played and use its ability. So typically a really good combo you could do here is to copy Hazmat and then have him do Hazmat again. So you can get 2 Hazmats, and especially if they're all Wong, you can get, in that case, 4 Hazmats. We have Sierra to ongoing, reduce the cost of all cards in our hand by 1. And then finally we have Odin. When played, 3 trigger all of the on-reveal skills of every card in the column. So a really good combo here for this deck would be to have Wong up, then go Hazmat. If we have Mystique, that'd be really good to have Mystique, Wong, Hazmat, and then Odin, and then basically we just negify the board for a whole lot of damage. Meaning that we will win by the fact our opponent has basically been given a bunch of negatives, and we are perfectly fine. So that is the deck. Let's take it to a best out of 7 and see how well we do. Alright, okay, not a great starting hand. We're missing Wong, and we're about to lose a card, and there goes 𝐒𝐓𝐷. There goes our turn 2 play, our turn 1 play, which would have been pretty nice here. What did our opponent lose? Iron Man, okay. Now, the last time we played Wong, we did absolutely horrible with him. I think we went 4 straight losses. I think we had 1 win in there, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so I don't want to play Hazmat this turn. We are going to reveal first, so there is no point in playing Hazmat because there's nothing on the board to Hazmat. Adam Warrior is kind of annoying because he does get to then draw a card, and your turn draw a card if you're winning here, otherwise +1 power. Let's make this game go a little longer. Let's get rid of Mary Island. Mainly, we just need to see our pieces. We are still missing Wong. We have Mystique now. Okay, so we're still missing parts of our combo. Let's go Ironheart. We can buff the Raptor and Magic. We got a Mr. Negatives. Okay, so there is Wong. Alright, so we'll have Wong. The problem is we are still missing 1 more piece in our deck, and it's going to be painful if we don't find him. If we cannot find 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐄, we are really on an uphill battle here because we need Luke Cage to 100%. Okay. There is Mr. Cage. We do this. Well, yes, that means we can't really use the Odin ability. Next turn, our thing will be to go Hazmat. Well, actually, no, we won't be able to go Hazmat Odin. We'll have to go Hazmat Absorbing Man here. Luke Cage. So we got Gore on the Gore the God Butcher. He gets a plus. If you've never seen Gore, he going +2 power for each unrevealed card in play. This is another version you can actually play with Wong. Is this type of deck where you go you play a lot of unrevealed skills, especially with Wong, and you do Gore. So Armanzola to blow up both of the Mystiques here. And now we start the... As you can see, now Absorbing Man triggers. And again, because they each did 4 each, we wanted... This was actually the lane we almost were going to lose, but we did win it in the end. But that's by the power of doing this 4 times, of giving the -1, and then we did this 4 times. So, there you go, folks. That is the power of this deck. Alright, we opened up pretty well here. We've already got Cage, we already got Ironheart, we got Cassandra Nova, and we did open up Magic to help us move forward a little further. Since our London is kind of funny, we may actually keep that here as we go Magic, because we could do Cassandra Nova. No, Cassandra Nova's ability won't trigger twice here. Let us get rid of Nalviar here. So we can get rid of this. Alright. So let's go Cassandra Nova. I don't think this should trigger its ability again. So we're going to steal a power from every card from his deck. Okay, so this did trigger twice. Good. That means that every one of his cards in his deck actually just lost 2 power. So then a really good combo we can do here is you can do Absorbing Man on Cassandra Nova. And then he will then steal another set of power as well. It is annoying that he's got the Iron Man. So Absorbing Man to target Cassandra. We will steal power again. So basically everything left in his deck has basically had a whole bunch of power drain. Let's go Luke Cage, and then we will do Hazmat there, which is completely hilarious. We basically have absorbed, in essence, 4 power off the top from every card in his deck. We give a whole bunch of negatives. There's not really anything on 1-drop in our board that can really hurt us. Magic's useless in this case because we can't do anything. So what I think we'll do is we'll just put down Odin. That will then trigger Hazmat. Unfortunately, he won't have another trigger because there's nothing to trigger. So we'll have Cassandra trigger again. And then we'll have Absorbing Man trigger again. Hazmat trigger again. This is where I wish a Hazmat had appeared on the other side. So Sierra. But unfortunately, there's not really anything you can do. We've basically well stripped his deck to being quite useless. So that is another win for us. Just the power of Cassandra Nova over Absorbing Man with the power of Sinister London. Alright, the 3rd game. And, you know, everything's been going good so far. How about we start with a Silver Sable? The first time we're actually doing something with Silver Sable to steal 2 power from the top card of our opponent's deck. Okay, so there's not really anything to do here this turn. Again, okay, I will take the Sierra. That actually is pretty good for us right there. I was a little afraid he was going to take like something like Odin. And if it took Odin, this we do lose one of our very powerful abilities. So let's do Wong here. Oh, we must have stolen 2 power from Solitaire.
It's pretty nice.
Okay, so let's then do Mystique. We do have the combo, so then let's do Cassandra. I know we should put Cassandra over there so that it can trigger its 2 power at this case, but I kind of really want Hazmat to trigger here. So we'll just, not a lot of power got stolen there, but that's not really of importance to me. All right, so we're going to do this, and then we're going to just power up a bunch of people. And then what we'll do finally is we'll put Hazmat there, and then the final turn we have Odin to throw over there. So it looks like this was Gore on Gore reveal, because again, Gore gets a plus 2 for every on reveal character on the board. Okay, so I'm just gonna snap this right now to see if my opponent decides he wants to back off. Because unless my opponent, no, there's no way I actually start here first. I'm on the glowing box, so that means I start here first. So there's absolutely like no way, because now I'm triggering Hazmat 4 times. So everybody on his board is going to be eating Hazmat. So we've completed Wong twice. Now we're in the Mystique triggers. And by the way, again, we are not taking any of this because 𝐒𝐓𝐾 right now is keeping us completely safe. The only thing is if he sees a 𝐒𝐓𝐾. There's nothing on the board with a high power cost except itself. Bro, he should have probably surrendered that one. Oh, wow, that... Okay, yep. That was disgusting. No wonder it's toxic. Alright. So this is game 4 here, folks. We'll figure out what's happening here. Nothing to play this turn. This is really bad for Sakara being the first zone location, because if it grabs Odin, we do lose one of our very strong starter cards. Okay, so he is playing, okay, so it's magic. I will take magic, even though I don't really want magic, because honestly, right now, we actually have everything to go with. Okay, Shang-Chi. Now, the card he banished is Temporal Manipulation. On reveal, give Agamotto +3 power and put the card in your hand. If he's on in play, banish it. Alright. Nothing to really do here. And a Warrior again. We'll put down Mr. Cage. Not exactly sure where we're going to put Wong just yet, because the problem is right now, actually, I'm going to undo my turn, and I'm going to put Wong Cage over here. Now, yes, that does give him the draw 1 off of Adam Warrior. I hate doing that, but honestly, the aspect is here. I value having my Leech is actually going to be really good here. Well, that's actually kind of on reveal. Remove the text from 6 cost cards from our opponent's hand. I hope, depending on what 6 costs he had, was anything important. Alright, we are missing Mystique here. That is one of the cards I really wish we had, because then this would be really nice to have Mystique. We got Wong. We can probably put Hazmat down this turn, because we can give the minus to everything on board. Or we could just draw the Mystique and then go Hazmat. And then immediately have 4 negatives right then there on the board. Okay. I like that. And we already got Odin. We probably won't be playing Odin this turn. That is annoying to see Wong go over there. I won't lie about that. I hate those wins. Oh well. Mystique does still have her target. That's the thing. Mystique still has the target of Wong. So, unfortunately, Hazmat only gets 2 triggers here instead of the 4 triggers we would have gotten if we had Hazmat there. So, we'll do this for Silver Sable, and we'll do this for Silver Surfer. And then, of course, we will just Odin the following turn. Is the guy out of cards on top of his deck? Why didn't you steal 2 power from the top card of our opponent's deck? Alright, doesn't really matter. I'm not exactly sure why Silver Sable did not trigger. Not exactly sure why Silver Sable didn't trigger there. She should have triggered on her on reveal skill. Not exactly sure why that didn't trigger. But anyways, doesn't really matter. We still have our ability here of Hazmat double triggering. So she's gonna do 2-2. So she'll do 2-2. That then triggers Odin again, which then. So we're gonna get 4 triggers out of Hazmat here to give 4 negatives, and then we'll get 4 Silver Surfer triggers as well. So this side will get buffed up through the Silver Surfer, and then this side is probably going to eat a whole lot of negative power. Are ye worthy? Silver Surfer. So we are buffing up also the Mystique, by the way, because she is a 3-cost off Silver Surfer. Do you believe you are worthy? Image of Macaron to turn everybody into Infinity Ultron, but doesn't really matter. And that's it. Alright folks, we swept the series. Toxic Wong swept the series and is a whole lot better than Reveal Wong. This deck is disgusting. Oh man. For a lot of decks that aren't playing 𝐒𝐓𝐾 or really aren't playing Rogue or even Enchantress, this deck is just deadly against it if you can get the Wong Mystique combo going and then get the Hazmat Odin combo going, or get the Hazmat Absorbing Man Wong Mystique, or heck, even just getting Cassandra Nova to go off a couple of times. Yeah, this deck is just nasty. We swept the series. Really, really good. Love this deck strategy. I think this is a really gross strategy to play against, because there's just not really much anti-play against it unless you are literally playing 𝐒𝐓𝐾 because of a deck strategy you're playing, or you've got Enchantress, or you have Rogue to steal abilities, or you're playing Super Skrull. If you're probably playing Super Skrull, they can steal 𝐒𝐓𝐾, and then because Super Skrull takes every ongoing ability on the board, it steals 𝐒𝐓𝐾's ability, which does kind of hinder this deck. So, I mean, there are those cards that will hinder the strategy because they basically negate 𝐒𝐓𝐾. 𝐒𝐓𝐾 is the only reason this deck really has a high functionality on our side, but plus these two. So if 𝐒𝐓𝐾 does happen to get hit with something, or has his ability stolen, like with Rogue or Super Skrull, or hit with Enchantress, mainly Enchantress on these two is just the worst. Like enough, we didn't really see those deck strategies, and I don't feel like those deck strategies right now are like topping in the meta, but they are to be warned about because they do automatically kind of just end this deck strategy, and you will probably need to surrender and just walk away from the game because, again, you really won't have a way to do the combo of Hazmat, which is what this deck is mostly around, is Hazmat, is Absorbing Man, is Cassandra Nova. So, yeah. But yeah, this deck was amazing. This deck was fun. This deck was toxic. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments on Toxic Wong. Have you tried him out in Marvel Snap? What are your thoughts on him? Do you think he's the most toxic deck we've ever seen? But yeah, also let me know what cards you guys actually change out in your own Toxic Wong strategies. I think there's a lot of up and downs around that. And let me know if you guys want me to check out the Gore, the God Butcher Wong strategy that's kind of been running around in the meta. Let me know that as well. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you know if my videos go live for you. And we'll see you next time. I'm on Dragons TCG.